Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. This is the first Wednesday of the new school year, and the way that Wednesdays work here at my school, Wednesdays are the shortened days for the our schedule. So the kids leave at 1:30, and then we use the remaining 2 hours or so as either planning, professional development, or something of the sort in terms of preparing for the week. And I guess it's supposed to kind of break the monotony of the week and shorten what hump day, is to a lot of people. And I guess the Wednesday helps, but at the same time, it seems like with a shortened Wednesday, I'm dealing with, more forest fires, which is always a fun one. So, I can go down the list, and I think I've started just writing notes before I even do these live broadcasts because of the amount of forest fires I have to put out. I mean, it's really absurd sometimes, especially when it all has to go through the radios. We have this radio system here at school, and they come in these things. Okay, so this is the radio that we use, and I get messages over the phone, and then of course I get chased on my phone in my office, which it's kind of funny, and I have to mention this, but I actually have a phone in my office, and the time is completely wrong on it, and apparently I'm supposed to know how to fix it, but no one lets me touch the phone system, so I really can't fix it. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it until they give me access to fix the problem. I'm not a psychic. I have to have access to the stuff I need to fix, but don't tell Office that. It's too complicated. You don't give it to them. So since we're day 3 and stuff, and for the entire time that I have worked here, I actually don't know how to use the phone system completely, like fully, like how to do like an all school announcement or anything like that. Like I was never given instructions for it. I can't even access my voicemail box. I actually don't even know what extension my phone is. And I've asked this about 4 times already. What's my extension? I think it might be 232, but I'm not sure. But they just threw this phone in my room so that, just in case, we're on fire, I can get a call and they can tell me that the school's on fire, and then I can leave. But I mean, then again, I had to deal with this morning was at 7:40, the computer that runs our bell system, it didn't ring, and I'm going, okay, that's really weird. It turns out that the computer had gone to sleep and no one woke it up, so I had to go after getting the frantic message on the phone saying it's not working, or radio or whatever, and I have to go in and move the mouse and everything's fixed. So I'm fine with like being told, hey, something's not working, but when it's like, it sounds like someone has gone into cardiac arrest and you have to go do something about it, it really cramps your style, especially when I have other things that I need to do. So my main charge for this week is the students do not have access to Chromebooks yet, and for good reason. We are in the process, at least the teachers are in the process of instilling a lot of behavioral policies and things and protocols for students, and the last thing you want is to have to incorporate that technology bit and distract the kids until and before you even have complete control, or at least established a level of authority that the kids need to listen to, so that you'll be able to do everything else smoother through the year. And so yes, not releasing the technology on the first day of the school is completely intentional, and also because it gives me a little bit of a breather. Frankly, because of the amount of policies and procedures that are going through to the students, there's really no time for them to have to pop out a Chromebook or have lessons ready to go. The other thing too is that I have to do a lot of inventory control, and I have to make sure that all of the Chromebooks are labeled properly, because we do a 1-to-1 Chromebook program at the school. That's 455 students and 455 units, if not more. So yes, I have to make sure everything's proper. That also means that I have to print out identification cards, and they have to be put in these plastic pockets that go in the front of the laptops, and the teachers have to assist in the setup and deployment of these things. I mean, today, and this is the second stack of them, this is 46, and this is cardstock thickness, business card sheets of 10 each, 460 that I have to rip apart, and then sort by advisory, and then put into their appropriate ready kits that I've created. Now, the fun part, this is all my own policies and procedures. Nobody taught me how to do this. I had to figure this out myself, which is perfectly fine knowing what I know how to do. But at the same time, it's like, I want to finish this, and then I'm having to deal with, oh, yeah, a teacher, for example, asked about, this particular teacher was unable to see or scroll down on a page. And then it ended up coming over the radio as, this teacher has an emergency, and you have to fix this, and we can't find her right now. We've called the phones and everything. I'm going, so how did I solve the problem? I walked next door to her office, asked her if there was an issue, and then she was completely confused why they were chasing her down on the radio. I mean, yeah, sure, you can scream on the radio, but there's something to be said about, I know where she is right now. I'm just going to walk next door and ask if she's okay. Turned out she was okay. And this was completely blown out of proportion. Everything's blown out of proportion here. I don't understand it. Make it even more fun is since I seem to be one of the few people that has experience with mail merges and CSV files, which is really not that difficult. If you don't know how to do it, I can show you. I had to do a data pull from our school's information system for names and grade and advisory class names and student IDs. And apparently there was some paranoia over the fact that, per the request of my coworker, that the student's 5-digit number be placed in the label as well for easy identification. Which, frankly, that 5-digit ID number is meaningless to anyone else but the school. It's just an arbitrary number that's placed so that it's easy to find a student in the student information system that we use, in our school. It's not a social security number. It's not a password. It's not the key to immortal life. It's nothing, But then there was this mad, like, yeah, why is this being put on there? It's for identification so we can punch it in. I'm trying to figure out where the paranoia is coming from. It's like, have you thought about asking before I print things? And also trusting the person who asked me to do it, I'm very confused. The other thing, too, that, I kind of throw out there is I'm very grateful to my teachers who live down the hallway. I'm very grateful for them. They're extremely helpful. They help when they can. They are very supportive, and they keep me sane, and I'm very grateful for my coworkers who are not in the office. Of course, I'm always grateful that I don't, as much as possible, have to associate with the main office. I'm very, very grateful for that. But as I mentioned, this giant pile, this is the second one. The first one, over a course of about 30 minutes, I got the assistance of a couple of my colleagues, and we were able to tear these things up and sort them out appropriately. And it was very, very helpful because we have parent volunteers who are here in the school, and I hate to say this, but they're usually used as cheap custodial labor, and I can't really pull them for assistance when I need it. And it's really hypocritical because I get asked, hey, Christine, just let us know how we can support you. It's like, I need bodies. Sometimes I need bodies to just help me do X, Y, Z. And then suddenly the help magically disappears when I need it. And it's very annoying. And I can deal with it on my own. It just takes me longer to solve a problem or to finish a process. But if I'm asking for something in regards to a meaning or a menial task, something non-technological that supports a technological endeavor that I'm doing, i.e. making sure that the entire school gets their damn Chromebooks, helping me take these apart would be very useful, and I really wish I could get the help. Now, is this Facebook Live a cry for help? No, it's not a cry for help. It's more just a venting of frustration due to the fact that I cannot show that I actually need help, It actually also does come to a point when I'm doing, well, as I had mentioned before, just trying to get supplies, involves me having to write a 16-page dissertation. It's just the way it is. Anyway, so that's enough with work. That's what's going on. It's always lovely to catch up on that and then make, just enough stuff to make your head scratch. Nothing really on the job front today. Didn't see anything useful that I could apply to. So yeah, So anyway, here's another fun part. Last night, I decided I had to do some homework, so I did my homework, and then went on Uber and drove for a little bit, and I ended up just doing a few circles. Ended up over by the campus of UCLA and all over Sunset Boulevard, and then I made it all the way back to USC. And also, I ended up having to pick up people from the Lady Gaga concert at the Forum. Now, Lady Gaga at the Forum, I mean, that's a big deal. Apparently, she has 2 shows that are this week, and then she'll be back again in December. I really wonder how normal people can get tickets to these things. Because, I mean, a lot of people go to these shows, but then a lot of people also buy the tickets and then resell them. I really would like to go see Lady Gaga in concert. I've seen live, performances of her live on YouTube, and it's just like, if it's that good on YouTube, I mean, it has to be amazing live. So I really would like to do that sometime. Yeah. So that's I'm going to call it my dashboard confessional at 12:28 in the afternoon. I'm hoping that I will have time after the students are dismissed at 1:30 to actually do more work, or at least try to get my head back on straight or something like that. But, I'm getting random things like, being asked to do things that I know that the operations manager has no idea what to do. And I think I have a feeling that this operations manager kind of got pissed at me because I kind of was able to reveal that, this person can't determine which vendor is which, and I seem to have to know more than she does. And then she finds it threatening, and then it gets funny. I can deal with that. I mean, like I said. But yeah, so any questions, comments, it was a very interesting post live conversation that I got to enjoy yesterday. The comments are very welcome, and I know that a lot of the things that I'm dealing with are very much related to kind of just the bureaucracy known as a school, but it's also just having to deal with smaller people who can't admit that they're wrong or need to delegate, or they're just put in places where they really don't belong, and we just have to kind of live with it and smile and pretend that everything is fine. It is what it is. So yeah. So that's what I have for the time being. I'm going to sign off here and get back to doing fun things like searching on eBay and paying bills. LOL. As usual, you got comments, leave them in the box. I will get back to you on that. As soon as I finish my homework assignment, I think I'm gonna go and drive for a little bit tonight and try to get a little bit more funding for my personal projects, or at least my equipment repair. That's always a pain in the butt. So yeah, I will talk to you all soon. I hope you guys have a better rest of the day. My day's just been hectic. It hasn't been horrible. But at the same time, though, I'm just not a fan of having everything on fire. There's so many more things that are not worth the hassle. But to make mountains out of molehills seems to be a very popular thing here nowadays. So anyway, ta-ta for now. Stay cool and don't get screwed over. Talk to you later.